Yes, guys, welcome back to the Natural Physique podcast. I don't know if Josh is joining us. He is on holiday at the
He
minute.
messaged.
Is he in Croatia?
Yes.
I think I
He's,
Yeah.
saw. I
he's
saw
away
that.
out for dinner right now.
Yeah, I saw that they were in Split. So he's away with his family. So shout out, Josh. I hope you're having a wonderful time, mate. It looks like you are. So we've just got myself, Noah, and Matt. We've got Noah fresh off his show at the weekend, so we're going to discuss that, and then we've got Matt, who is digging, bro. Really
I feel
fucking.
all right now. I feel all right.
Yeah,
My head's back on.
on Saturday you could tell that you were dieting now. Like it's
That
that.
wasn't even a prep thing though. That was literally just from no sleep and driving about, and yeah, that wasn't prep.
So let's start off, mate. Noah, give us your thoughts, your feelings post show. Obviously, they've returned to stage after 4 years, which is fucking cool. Yeah, go ahead. You give us your thoughts, and then obviously both of us, me and Matt were there, so we'll discuss sort of how it was for us as well.
Interesting. So yeah, it was the MK Classic for junior natural physique, natural physique. And we came away with second, which we're pretty happy with. Um, it was my first ever time stepping on stage in a physique lineup, so it was a completely new division. And to be honest with you, I felt like a first timer. I didn't really gather a lot from the first time I competed, so to go out in the stage again, it was a bit daunting. I was shitting myself like a week out, and then as we got closer to the show day, it started getting a little bit better. And then on the day of the show, I was like, well, there's no fucking point in worrying. Everything's done by this point. It's just about going on the stage now. But this was a bit of a tick box show to allow me to compete with NPC internationally. We knew that the goal wasn't to be in for this show because the goal is or was the Zenix show in Hiroshima in about 13 weeks' time. So it wouldn't make sense to be 100% for this show, but then be 100% all the way until that for the next 13 weeks. So we came in a little bit softer, obviously, because we've still got time to pull off more fat. But came away with second place. I really enjoyed my time up on the stage. And I remember last time I prepped, I did enjoy being on the stage, but I forgot how much I fucking love being on the stage. Like it's so fun. Even though NPC, mate, you've got like 30 seconds on that stage. You're on and off before you know it. Which is a bit of a shame, but in terms of being up there, like it felt class. You could see the crowd as well. It's everyone talks about how like you can't see anyone. You could see in everyone's fucking face. So I was looking at you guys and I was looking at like the head judge, but look at me, look at me. But I was
That's what
looking.
C-Bam said because he was like, "I'll be all right when I get up on stage. You know, I won't even be able to see in the crowd." He said he walked out, saw everyone, and shot himself.
Really, what? Just the opposite.
Yeah, he was so nervous for that first class because he could actually see the crowd, and he wasn't used to that. He's never had that before.
Uh-huh. Well, everyone says, "Oh, you're fine." Whenever you go up there, like you can't see anyone anyway, so it's sound, but you could see everyone. I think that made it a lot better for me though, knowing like, oh, to be fair, I was sat in the crowd for CBAM shows anyway, so I knew where you guys were sat, so I was kind of gonna look in that direction anyway, and I could see you. But no, it was good. I felt like posing was sound, and considering the look at 10 weeks out, I feel like we didn't do a bad job.
Yeah, I think like I kept reiterating the point to you, didn't I? Like throughout, not just like throughout the prep, but like especially throughout the last like couple of weeks when you were getting in your head a little bit. And I was just like, mate, remember what the goal was for this show. And we said it on even the podcast. It was like the goal is it's a tick in a box so you can do another show, but it's get back on stage, look great, and get some great photos. And we did that. Like the fact that you've posted a lot of your stage photos is already awesome. Like that's mint. You know what I mean? And you're 10 weeks out. We know you're not peeled. Like every time that like you'd pose, I wouldn't reiterate it to annoy you, but I'd be like, mate, you look great for where we are.
Hmm.
Like if you were to be like saying, "Oh, mate, my midsection could be tight," I was like, "Yeah, because you're not all the way in. I know it can be tighter. Don't stress. Like it's absolutely fine. You look great, and also like the peak was good. It was good data that we got. We didn't peak you excessively because didn't need to. Because again, you're not at that point condition wise where you can get away with like a fucking heavy backload. But yeah, it looked good. Midsection did come in tighter because of just lower food volume and like the timings of the meals and stuff. It was a really nice look, and it was just good to see you up there. Like I was, as much as I've been a bit like emotionless with prep, that's like the first time post show, obviously, where I was like excited for something. Like, because like even my shows towards the end, I wasn't excited. And then like the fact that I was just focusing on you, and I didn't have other clients as well, and I wasn't competing. It was nice to just be like excited for you.
Yeah.
And yeah, mate, you look like the fact that you were disappointed in coming second is good because like you should be disappointed if you think I could have won that, and you could have won that, and you would have, in my opinion, won that if you were either 100% or even 3-4 weeks down the line, you probably would have won that. I imagine. Obviously, it depends how much that the guy could improve, but he was pretty much all the way in. I think it would have been quite close. You know what I mean? They kept you in the middle. I know there's only 3 of you, but they kept you in the middle. I imagine it was relatively close, and like shape wise and size wise, like you did stand out, and presentation you stood out. Like not just in terms of how you posed, but like your your shorts, like everything just looked good. It was like a nice polished look. So for the first show back in 4 years, and like the comparisons from last time, it was sick. Like what did you think of the overall show? Like both of you.
Matt, do you want to go?
I thought, of course, I knew it was going to be quiet, but I knew there would be quite a few like standout physiques. You know, there was even, I'm trying to think, like men's physique. It was like every class there was that one person who was like, whoa, that's like pretty impressive. In classic it was the same, like the junior winner in classic was
He was wicked.
unbelievable. Yeah, he was ridiculous. There was like one or two in bodybuilding where you were like, yeah, he's quality. Um, like I've never actually been to a Two Bro show to watch. I've done a Two Bro show, but I've never actually just sat and watched it. But everyone around me was saying, "Oh, the atmosphere is brilliant and all this, all that." And I was like, "Have you ever been to a natural show? Like, this is nothing compared to some of
Yeah.
those." But I thought the show was good. Timings, it seemed like it was ran pretty well. It's hard to say. It was like delayed, and maybe
Yeah.
an hour behind or whatever. But it seemed like it was organized enough. Bar a cock up in Classic where they actually announced the wrong top five and sent some people back, and they were like, "No,
Fuck.
did you not
Oh,
hear about that?"
did they
No.
just leave the venue?
So it was CBAM's Classic class where it was their, I forget what class it was, maybe like a Class B or Class C or something. And essentially they were like, okay, top five. It was busy enough class. They were like, top five is who are just going to do routines. So then told everyone backstage who was top five, and then they were like, okay, everyone else, you don't need to hang about. That's you done. So a lot of people just went off. They're like, okay, that's me done. Went their stuff, got their stuff, started walking off, and then they started doing routines. And then Josh Mealy was kind of looking at it like a bit weird. And then I think he'd announced someone, and then the judges were like, no, 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 that's not right. And then there was a bit of a commotion on stage, and it turns out they'd sent away a couple of people who were actually in the top five. They got the wrong names, and those they were like, okay, we'll wait for them to come back. And I was like, well, the fuck off, they've literally
Yeah,
gone.
they'd be gone.
Yeah, so
I didn't know that's what had happened, but I know there was a bit where we were waiting for ages, and I was like, "What is going on here?" But I just thought that on my phone. So I
yeah, it
didn't know
was
what was going on.
T-Bomb, and then Max Prosser, Ryan Jackson's client. They were just like stood there. They'd done the routine. They were just like waiting about, and they eventually sent them off, and were like, right, we'll try and figure out what's going on. Brought a different class back on, but I don't even know what happened in the end. But that would be pretty annoying if you were in that top five, wanted to do a routine, put together a nice routine, and don't get to do it because of a cock up.
What was it like backstage, Noah? How was it?
It was, to be fair, backstage was class. It was really big and open. There was plenty of space for everyone. There was a tanning up the back corner. It was me, CBAM, Kez, and AJ. We had like a little bit at one of the sides, at the side of the wall, and it was sound. To be fair, they had a little table with 3 trays of Oreo brownies, and packs of water just sat there. But no, there's plenty of space for everyone to pump up, get
It
shit
looked,
ready.
it looked bigger backstage than the MBW, didn't it?
It was fucking massive. It was double the size of the MBW, possibly triple. So you know where we had the stall last time?
Yeah, they flipped it round, hadn't they?
Yeah. So they
Uh,
flipped it the opposite way, and there was so much space.
I thought it looked better, that the stage and everything was way better at MBW, but I quite liked how the crowd felt smaller and a bit more compact at this Two-Borough show. And obviously, I didn't see the backstage bit, but if the backstage bit was bigger and better as well, like, but yeah, the
Yeah.
MBW, it did stand out a lot more in terms of, obviously it was a much bigger show and it was like a massive, massive event. But I
But
quite liked the smaller crowd.
yeah, like if you had I feel like if you had a bit more of an enclosed feel for the MBW, and it was the same kind of like shouting that people do for like a UK DFB or a PCA Natty show, and it's in that condensed era, you'd feel like a lot more going on because it did feel quite empty. It's like when someone was on the stage, if you shouted, you felt wrong for shouting. Do you know what I mean? But it was good enough backstage, and it wasn't cold. That was one of the big things. It was really warm up the back at the MBW, but then you go backstage and it was freezing cold. I remember, so it was actually just nice heat the whole time. And I quite liked how they flipped the background as well. I should say that they flipped it from open bodybuilding and then into the or bodybuilding and natural.
See,
I quite liked it.
get what you mean, but I just think the red looks so much better.
I agree, but I think it's cool that there was two different ones.
Yeah, but I just don't like the green.
I
Like,
actually think the green looks better. Look how the physiques just
I
melt
just,
into the
I
red.
just don't think I like green. I know what you mean. The physique maybe stands out a bit more, but I just think I don't like the whole natural equals green. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, we're natural, so it has to be green. Like, I just think the red looks cool. I'd prefer, if I've got stage photos, I'd prefer to be in front of a red background.
I know what you mean though, Matt. Like the physiques in the with the red one, it kind of melts in a little bit, like it blends. But I feel like at least with men's physique, you can contrast it with your board
The
shorts.
shorts, yeah.
Yeah, you can make your physique stand out a bit more. Because I have those shorts in red, but if I had wore that on like the red background, you're not really looking at me. I'm shins in the fucking background at that point. But yeah, the standard was really good to be fair. The overall winner was wicked.
Yeah. Yeah, so obviously we had the open show. If we're calling it open and natural, that's what they were calling it. So we had the open show. Obviously, the standout was Ben Diesel, Christian's client, who was huge. To be fair, the guy who like was second in the overall, this guy was absolutely peeled. His name was Mohammed, but he was absolutely peeled. Like, looked really, really good, to be fair, but obviously just outsized. Like, condition was amazing. And actually, I think it was probably like, it wasn't close. Like, you knew that Ben was going to win, but because this guy was like so hard and grainy, he did stand out. Like, it was a bit like, oh, he actually looks really good. And then obviously Mikey was in the overall, which was cool to see. But like, as much as Mikey is like really good, he obviously was just, he ended up looking small against. If you stood against Ben, you're going to look relatively small. Other than that, stand
Max
out.
versus Rory. That was pretty cool, to be fair.
Yeah, I was going to say that was probably the standout, wasn't it? This. So yeah, and to be fair, what was this guy's name?
Kyle Collingwood.
Kyle Collingmore. Yeah, even him, he was really good. Yeah, like, I know he's obviously smaller, but like he was very well balanced. Like looked really good. Still, just small. Like in terms of
If you were to put them all at the same height, I think Kyle would stand out like
from
look
a
like
classic
something.
standpoint,
Yeah.
waist is tiny. Like, but yeah, that was cool. Obviously, Rory ended up winning that, which I thought was the right decision. Like, Max is great, like really good, but I did think that Rory deserved that. What did you think, Matt?
Yeah, completely agree. I think Max he just looked like a little bit 2D in comparison to Rory. I think Rory just has a lot more muscle.
Yeah,
And obviously with Max's frame and being so much taller, it's harder to fill that out. But like given everything that's kind of gone on with Max, I think he looked fantastic. Posing could be a bit better. I feel like like some of the stuff he was maybe a bit aggressive with, and just it didn't look very like professional. Like you couldn't look at the physique because he was just like
fast. I think
hectic on
like,
stage.
I thought with Max, like he looks so good, but he just doesn't look confident on stage. Like you can tell he's in his head, and like I'm not putting that out there. I'm not like saying anything that's like massively out there, like to put him down or anything. Max is fucking mint. He looks incredible, but you can tell he's not like calm and confident on stage, which I feel like for classic, you fucking need to be. Whereas Rory did look very like calm within his posing and confident on stage.
Mm-hmm.
Even just like smiling, like it looked like Rory was having a really good time. Like with Max, it looked like he was nervous, which again I know he probably was because it's been ages since he competed. But yeah, so that they were like the standouts, I guess, in terms of the bodybuilding in the open class, the classic in the open class, men's physique in the open class.
Yeah,
This guy won, didn't he?
yes. Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure it
It's
is.
Kez's posing client, but I can't remember his name.
Something Fenton, I think.
Lee?
Lee Fenton? Yeah,
Fantastic.
yeah. Fenton. But yeah, he looked good, really good. Again, obviously, like it is pretty wild the difference when you look at like because they were literally doing it side by side, weren't they? So they were doing open class, natural class, or open like classic, and then all of natural classic. And like there were some really good natural guys, but like just the difference in condition and size is pretty wild, especially when you're putting them like side by side.
What did you think about that, where they did the open first and then the class, or then the natural?
I liked it. Like I thought it worked quite nicely rather than doing all the open in the morning and then the natural later or on a different day. I thought it was quite good. It made it like feel as though it's not against each other. You know what I mean?
I
It's not like
really liked it. I liked the way it was like the bodybuilding, then the classic, then men's physique. I
mm,
just wish they did the natural one first rather than the open first, because I feel like so many of the people had come for the open, so they just cleared out when it came to the naturals. Whereas I think if it was the other way around, you would be getting some of the crowd in to watch the naturals because they need to get a good seat, and they're like, oh, they can actually appreciate it and maybe stay and watch it.
One thing I will say about the way it was ran, I thought it was so strange that you didn't do the awards right after you came off stage.
yeah, that's how they
So
always do it.
Just,
I wasn't aware that that's how they done it at Two Bros. You go on, you do like I asked, is this my eye walk back like backstage when I do the thing? And he was like, it's 20 seconds posing. You go on. I was like, well, what the fuck, the fuck is that then?
did you like
Uh,
that? Or
well, I liked the eye walk because I had like practiced an eye walk, but I felt like I had to rush it through because again, you don't. They want you going through the rounds quite fast. So as I'm still like setting up the last shot, they're like, "Thank you, Noah," and I was like, "Fucking sound, I'll get on with it then."
I think that's just like, especially with like classic and bodybuilding, it is literally just 20 seconds, hit like three, four really good poses, and then fuck off. So it's like, especially when you move up the ranks, that makes a big difference. Like when you first come out, let's say there's a lineup with like 20 odd, 25 classic guys. Judges are like, okay, 20 seconds, show me how you look. And
Oh
then
no,
you're like,
no, no. That's separate. For the bodybuilding thing. See if like you get 20 seconds to show your physique, and that's separate to the routine. I think that's well cool. If you come on and chat a fucking like a most
yeah,
muscular,
yeah.
if you're an open guy or you're just hitting like hands on hips, like, that's sick. But I think it was just the way the guy was saying it backstage. For men's physique, I was a bit confused about what I was going for and what I was meant to be doing.
I think with men's physique, it's like you've only got two poses, so it's literally like
Yeah,
front pose, hit a wee venture a step, and then turn your back.
I suppose so. I think a PCI walk, you've obviously because you've got 9 poses. I heard someone backstage that they would get penalised if they hit a back double bicep on the
Someone
men's.
was getting told off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um. So I kept that in mind. I was like, right, okay, just do the 2 fucking poses in sound. But no, that's my only opinion on the way it was run.
Yeah, I did like the combination of naturals and open just because I think it's a lot of the time people are very much like against it. Like enhanced guys take the piss out of natural bodybuilding. Natural bodybuilders think, oh, they're cheating. Like no, like we're all doing the same fucking thing. Some people are just willing to take it to a further extreme from a health standpoint, financial standpoint, etc. Some people like to just be bigger. Some people aren't that bothered. They prefer more of a like natural look. Like we're doing the same thing. So I thought it was actually quite cool that it almost like brought it all together. So yeah, obviously CBAM was competing. Looked really, really good. Was very impressive. I thought he definitely was in for a chance for the overall. He ended up doing classic and then winning the classic overall, which was cool because I thought even in the bodybuilding overall, I mean, there was him, there was, I think the guy's name was Isaac, the middleweight guy, and then the heavyweight. So it was like Cam was light heavies, right? This guy was middleweight, and then this guy was heavies, I think.
Yeah, yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. Keon ended up winning it, which I did have him win it based on when they were all in the comparisons. This doesn't really do him justice, this side chest. Um, Probably one of his weaker poses. But like from the front and from the back, I did probably have him winning. But Isaac was really good and really compact. Sebam looked great, and again, like well balanced. Conditions great. I know he's making shows, but his condition's really good because he's got such good glutes. Like, and that's such an indicator of condition. He looks further ahead condition wise than he actually is. It's the same with other people. Like, well, it's the opposite. Like a lot of people that are the other side of that, where their glutes aren't in, but everything else is shredded, and then you think, oh, they're not lean enough. It's like, no, they are. They're just their glutes aren't in because they've got weak glutes, whereas Cameron's got good glutes, so he looked leaner even at a higher body fat percentage. But yeah, he was great, really impressive, and sick that he was able to win the classic overall. Obviously, you helped him posing wise, didn't you, Matt?
Did indeed. Did indeed.
What was this one? He's not posing very well there. He's not even got his quads on.
I know I told him off. I was like, mate, you need to actually like pose properly at all
Yeah.
times. You never know when they're going to take a photo of you.
24/7, even when you
Yeah,
sleep.
constantly, mate. Constantly.
Yeah, needs to be on.
Never stop flowing.
Yeah. But no, he looked great. So shout out to him. Obviously, AJ had a good day because he had Keon won the overall bodybuilding. Cameron won the overall classic. Obviously, we had Kez in this class. No, that's the overall. I don't think
Is
there's
he?
photos of it.
No, they didn't post it.
No, I don't know if it's on his Instagram or not, but he came third. Um, which yeah, I know he was a bit gutted about it at the time. But I think he was quite happy when he saw some of the stage photos. Because they all came through today, to be fair. So I think he was felt a bit better once he'd seen his shots. Um, yeah, there was a couple of them there.
Yeah. I thought he should have been second, in my opinion. I thought he looked good and improved from PCA, definitely. But I thought the
hmm
guy that won, what's his name, Shegzo Fit, I thought he was really good, to be honest.
Yeah,
Like,
he's good.
Sharper just generally had like a little bit more. Again, Kez presentation is amazing, and Kez is really good, but the guy that won was just a bit bigger, a bit thicker especially in the back poses, or the back pose, I should say. So there is literally one pose. Like, it is mental. There's two poses, front and back. If you're not that strong in one, like, and the guy next to you is a bit stronger, like, there you go. You've been beaten. But yeah, he ended up getting beaten by this guy as well. He was good. Don't get me wrong. Like, again, if you're beating Kez, you are good. Like, the people that are beating him, they're good. They're really good. You know what I mean? But I do still think that Kez probably. I thought Kez's physique was more appealing than the guy that came second. But again, it's not just about my opinion of which physique is more appealing. But I'm
Mm.
glad that because I know obviously he would have been disappointed in that. So I'm glad that he's like a bit more positive now that he's seen some photos.
I think he's got a pretty long season ahead anyway. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he's got quite a few shows going. But yeah, I was asking what his plans are. I don't think he's mentioned anything about what those plans are yet. Like since speaking with AJ after the weekend, but yeah, he's got a long season in for sure. But we Kaizened here. We Kaizened.
I walk. Got some sick photos of this.
Yeah, I was quite happy. I wasn't expecting the shots that I got of that one there. I was quite happy with that.
Mate, when I put that stuff, I put my, I think I put 4 or 6 photos on a story. The amount of people that messaged me, the story, as soon as you came off stage, I showed you, and it was like
Yeah.
poses from, I think it was like a couple from this routine. I think it was a lot. It was these, basically. Yeah, it was those. No, it wasn't those. It was those two. Because you sent me those. It was those two, and then like a couple more, and I put them on my story. The amount of people that messaged me like, "Oh my god, like he looks mint," and I was like, "Yeah, I know he does. Like he's 10 weeks out. Like, and I keep premising it with that because it's like he looks mint, but we know this isn't him at 100%. And like I said to you when you came off stage, I was like, if that was you, or if I'm saying that's you at 100%, I've not done my job because we know you need to be leaner. But the whole point of this show was gain confidence, get good stage photos, tick the box so you can compete in the future. Obviously, whether or not that happens now, but either way, like we got what we wanted from it. And I know as well now, like you've got that. I feel like you're not as negative towards yourself now. You're actually like, oh shit, I'm actually decent. Like these are pretty fucking good shots. And I actually look quite good.
Yeah, it was very weird seeing myself with a tan even now. Like I feel like I've seen that I've got a frame that I can fill out long term in this division. And I think I found that I want to just now that I've stepped on stage and experienced it, and I can see the look that I brought at 10 weeks out. I'm like, okay, maybe with like 3 years of an off season, what could this look like? Maybe with 4 years, if I was to step back on in 2029, 2030, what kind of look would I be able to bring by that point? Really just going for men's physique. Because I feel like there was a little while, like obviously between in the last 4 years, where I was spinning my wheels, and I feel like my progress was there was a bit of a ceiling on my progress for a while, and the thought of where I could be, knowing that maybe I can pursue this division a little bit more, it's exciting.
Mate,
Sometimes you
That's
just need that direction. It's like for me, it's like knowing that I'm just going down the classic route. I just put all my eggs in that basket. Whereas if it's almost like if you're out at sea and you're just kind of floating about, it's like, oh, I could maybe go that way. I'm going that way. You're not really like actually making moves, but when you just have that clear goal and that direction to go down, where like I'm men's physique, this is what I'm aiming for, and you can see where you need to improve for that division. It gives you like a much clearer goal, and you can just put the head down and get to work. Whereas if you were like, oh, maybe want to do classic, I don't know, maybe it doesn't really work.
yeah, yeah. I'd be spreading myself too thin, and I think that seeing myself up there and like see the photo that we had got together, Finn. It was the on that the see the one that one there, the one yeah that one. I look at that and I'm like, oh, I think with a couple off seasons that could look pretty
yeah,
decent.
mate, you are good. Like this is what we've been saying to you, but it's like you just don't realize it until you actually step on stage. Like I knew, and I told you so many times. I was like, mate, you're gonna look good. I was like, you're gonna look good, and you're gonna get some sick photos. And you were every time you were like, well, we'll see.
Yeah,
We did. Like, and yeah, mate, yeah, you need a better back. You need bigger arms. But your delts are great. Your abs are really nice. You've got nice V taper. You've got great posing, great presentation. You look like you're meant to be up there. You just need a bigger back. You need bigger arms. And for this season, we just need more condition and then more fullness that will come with being able to load harder because you're more conditioned. And like I said to you as well, I was like, make sure get out your head and actually let me load you properly next time because this time I was very tentative because it was like, well, one, you're not peeled, but two, you're so in your head about your midsection being tight that I was like, right, I'm just gonna play it on the safer side because I know that mentally that will make you feel better.
yeah. I even think just having the confidence of a show day in general, like I feel like whatever happens, whatever you say, like sound.
Yeah,
I've
I
got
feel like now you obviously not that you didn't trust me anyway, of course you did, but like it's just giving the reins to someone else. It takes the stress away. It's like even with myself, like the last thing that I was doing was analysing my physique on the morning of show day or on show day. I was just like, send my photos to Tim and that's it. That's literally what you are paying for. That is literally why you have that person there to take that stress away. Which is, literally my role on the show day and the show morning and stuff. Make sure, yeah, mate, you look good. You chilled. Make sure you got everything prepared. We'll take you to the show. Yeah, it was really fun. I enjoyed it. I really liked it. I thought for a Two Bros show, it was one of the best ones that I've been to. I think based on the venue, I mean, usually when it's at Braywick, it's just a bit naff. But the fact it was at Magna was really cool. And it was making me look forward to the MBW. But that's still fucking, what's that, 15 weeks away or something? Maybe even longer. You'll know, Mark.
15.
15.
Not that I'm counting, but
Yeah.
it's 15.
So, yeah, to be fair, it's a good segue. How are you getting on?
I'm
Definitely
doing
getting
very
leaner now.
Yeah, I'm doing very well now. I think my body was just a bit fucked. That's really just it. I was saying to people, it's like what I'm doing at the minute. It's digging, but it's not like horrendous. So I think maybe I was kind of like very tentative and reluctant to sort of like say to Tim, I'm actually kind of struggling a wee bit here
Yeah.
because I knew like in the grand scheme of things, like 15K steps and 5 by 30 cardio isn't actually that bad. But it's the accumulation of doing that for so long, and like I haven't had any time off the gym since the beginning of April, so I think my body was just carrying like a lot of fatigue. I've had busy weekends with traveling and stuff, and it had just kind of like started to wipe me out a little bit, and I think when I finally like said to Tim, I was like, mate, I'm a little bit fucked here. It was almost like a weight had just been lifted off my shoulders, and he was like, yeah, I can tell. And that little pullback that we did, it was literally this time last week when I was still a little bit out of it, and I had the two high days, the high day training day, high day rest day with the output. Literally within probably Thursday, it was probably Thursday evening, I was like, whoa, I feel good now.
Makes you realise how battered you were, doesn't it?
Yeah, and honestly, the detail that I saw through my lower body was mental. It was just like the skin had just gone so thin, and I thought I was holding water through my lower, but then I was like, no, it's body fat. I need to keep going. I need to keep the steps up. I need to get the cardio back in. Drop the food as well, and I just wanted to get leaner, but I was just so like tunnel visioned that I wasn't actually sort of saying, okay, maybe I'm a bit fucked. Maybe this is actually water that I'm holding and stress and fatigue. And since then, body weight's just been flying off me, even with the busy weekend. So I've hit two new lows, or hit new lows every day over the weekend. Busy travel day back home Sunday, new low Monday morning. Matched that low this morning as well. So things have things have definitely picked up. And I know people were kind of like Jake always jokes about me being like Mr. Grumpy and everything. But like that weekend, it was just I felt fine. It was just the driving about, the mental fatigue of like, okay, I need to get up to do my cardio at this time, drive here, be back, drive CBAM to go get his tan and register, drive back, prep my meals, pick up Jake, drive back to the venue. It was just like constantly on the go thinking and feeling like people were kind of like dependent on me. So I was like, I need to be on my A game here. And then the lack of sleep as well, because Jake fucking snores and we weren't even sharing a bed, we were in two single beds. And the first night he just fucking woke up, or he was sleepwalking, I suppose. Just picked up a pillow and fucking lobbed it at me, and I just like well like that and just burst out laughing. And he was just kind of like out of it, but he was just like staring at me, and I was like, is he gonna fucking like hit me or something? But yeah, so sleep wasn't the best over the weekend. So the fact that I've woken up with new lows and feel so good right now, it's a very positive sign. So, we don't need to sort of keep up the high days and the outputs. Just once again, just put the head down, do what I need to do. Feedback to Tim when I do feel a little bit battered, and yeah, I think it is.
Be active with them.
Yeah, I think it's just under 9 weeks now until the first show. Maybe 8 weeks. No, maybe like 8.5 weeks or something. So it doesn't feel like it feels close, but it is actually a lot of time. But it is as Tim keeps reminding me, it's like it's not just the time. We don't want to be ready too early because you need to think of those later shows. Like we don't want to be doing a lot of work between the first couple of shows, but at the same time, you need to consider if we want the season to go the way we want it to, it's probably like 11 weeks from the first show until the last show. So for me to be like stand or here right now with shredded glutes and peeled, feeling a bit iffy, I'm gonna be dead by the time I get to September. So
Just fade away if you're not.
yeah, and we know like my physique can fade. It just
I think anybody's can. Like, obviously, there's some people who can just sit at that very low body fat percentage. Like, again, like Kieran, for example, just genetically, some people are okay there. It's not still the healthiest place to be, but like, he's not losing muscle being at that body fat. Whereas, like me and you, we are. No matter what we do, our sleep could be amazing, our training could be what we feel is amazing, but our bodies don't want to be there. Like, it's crazy. Like again, like with Kieran, I'll ask him questions like, "How's your sex drive?" It's like for somebody like for anybody and most people like in that level of condition, they're not feeling good. Whereas he's like, it's sound like he's fine. Yeah, it's like what? Like that is wild. Like But it's also pretty cool that you can just see these differences in people, like from a genetic standpoint. So yeah, I think some people can get ready early and not really it be too detrimental if you manage it well. You're not pushing for more condition when you're literally like fat free. But I think again, if you've got, I'm saying the same kind of thing to Ethan. Ethan Kelly that I coach, coach underscore EC. You'd know him from Instagram. It's the same with him. I keep saying to him, like, remember, like, there's 10 weeks from the first show to the last planned show. It's a long time, 10 weeks. Like, you don't want to be 100% for that first show because, one, it means you can't improve show to show. If you're literally the best, like, 100% the best you can possibly be for that first show, where do you go from there? Like, you might be able to replicate it a few times, but you're probably not going to improve on it. And then it's almost like people have seen it. Like, so that's also a negative. If you're like 100% at a qualifier and then you're just the same at the finals or worse, the judges that have seen you at a qualifier will say, well, you look better as qualifier. It's like, that's not good either, like being 100% too soon. So yeah, it's kind of like trying to weigh that up, and obviously, like we said with getting the confidence from this first show, but not being all the way in, which was what we did. It was good. But yeah, I think the show, the Two Bros show was good. It made me. I didn't wish I'd have done it, but like, I did think I could have done it. But I'm glad I didn't because it was like just focusing on Noah. But like, it would have been a good experience of doing another federation.
Who would you have gone against? Would it have been Isaac or Keon?
No, it would have been Keon.
Even with.
I imagine he was 80 plus, I think.
Yeah, but you might have been under. Not with all those flat whites.
No chance. Not by the time my morning weight would be, but my weigh-in, I can easily get above 80. I just have a meal and drink. So by the time of registration and weigh-in, I'd have been above 80. But he did look good. It's hard to say because obviously I can't see myself on stage. I mean, I've seen photos, but like you don't actually see yourself up there in real time. So like, I was looking at them thinking, would I have been in contention against him or not? Like, you just don't know. I think me at 100%, yeah, but me towards the end fading and full of flat whites, then maybe not. But yeah, I'm too fair. What am I now? A week and a half post show. Feel good. Body weight's up like, what was I this morning? 79.8. My absolute lowest was 77.9. So I'm like nearly 2 kilos up, but that was like really flat. That was before I loaded for the UKDFBA. So that was like my best look. My morning weight on the UKDFBA was 79. So I'm like a kilo up from that. And obviously I'm a bit softer, but like I feel so much better. And like my training's a lot better. Not that my training ever ended up being bad, but you don't realise that it isn't great when you're in it. Because it's just a slow deterioration and just slowly like getting like a little bit more lethargic in the session and just like not enjoying training as much. Whereas now I'm like, man, I'm excited to train every day. And like even on my rest days now, I'm like, ooh, like, whereas before it was like I was dying for a rest day. Like now I'm like, ooh, I could train. So it's good. And it's nice, like compared to the last post show, which wasn't great because I was like so stressed and obviously battered myself. And then it was like straight to Vegas for Josh. Like this post show it feels like a breeze. I feel like I'm on so much food as well.
Are you doing everything yourself, or is Tim still kind of keeping an eye on things?
No, I still like checking in and stuff.
Yeah.
I think the most important part of like having accountability from a coach is post show. You don't need accountability from a coach when you're a week out. Some people, I was going to say no one's cheating on their diet, but most people aren't cheating on their diet a week out. You know what I mean? Most people aren't doing that because they know I've got a fucking show and I'm going to be stepping on stage. But like, it's post show where you need that accountability. Don't feel like I do. I feel mint. Like, and there's no part of me that even wants to eat off plan. Like, I haven't had anything off plan apart from a million flat white. and cortados. If you've not had a cortado,
Oh yeah, they're good.
mate, cortados.
You need to get on that Freddo espresso thing.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
You love
mate,
that.
I feel like I liked coffee before this prep, and like as the prep went on, I've just become more and more and more of like a coffee snob. So like we'd be on holiday and like we'd be like rating the coffee and be like, oh, it's just a bit burnt. It's like, fuck off, mate. Just drink the coffee. Whereas
These
like
these
now,
beans these beans taste cheap.
but mate, it also means now coffee at home is so shit because
Yeah.
I've been having good coffees. Like you make, we're gonna get like a nice machine and get good beans and stuff. But like I obviously just use like the coffee pod, like the Nespresso pods. And like no matter what I do, I'm like, this is just fucking shit. Like it's not the same. I can use I use it in I'm using milk now, like I'm using oat milk, but I'll use more milk. I'm like, it's not the milk, it's not that it's the coffee is not good coffee. So Veranda blend, Starbucks Veranda blend is the best one I've found. So I usually have blonde roast. But the Veranda ones, they do big mug, like the Virtuo big pods, and that one is very very nice actually. But it's still not. It's not like a proper coffee when you go out for one. But yeah, I haven't eaten anything off plan. I've literally just had coffees, and I feel mint. My food is plenty high enough. I'm on. Let me just quickly have a look. So yeah, I'm on 450 carbs on training days, 3,365 calories. You don't want to cheat on your diet when you're eating that much food. You know what I mean? Especially compared to what I was eating. Like my food got fucking low. Like I was on like 1,800 calorie training days, 1,400 calorie rest days or something stupid. Like yeah, it was low. So like being on this food feels like I'm full like a lot. You know what I mean? I'm still like I'm like looking forward to my next meal. Still think about food, but like I'm satiated. Like I can feel it in my stomach. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm like an empty pit, like a bottomless pit where I can just keep going. Nah, I feel sound. But also that's experience from multiple diets, multiple gaining phases, from having eaten off plan in the past post show and knowing that you don't feel good or look good for it. And when I say off plan, I don't just mean like one off plan or like fitting things in. I mean like if you've been an idiot in the past, which I haven't really, but last time I think like I say, Vegas wasn't helpful. It was like having all that different food. Obviously, Josh being post show, like so, it's like right, celebrate that a bit. Celebrate me being post show. Also, Reese was I think just like peak off season, so he's eating a lot. And then Sam, that was obviously with us, was just kind of doing what we were doing. So it was like it was so easy to just overeat. You don't even realize it because you're doing like 20, 30K steps a day. So you're
Hmm.
just fucking hungry. So you're like, oh, I'll just eat to appetite, but your appetite is through the roof because you're post show. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend going to Vegas post show, guys.
That's the one thing I'm kind of like a little bit annoyed about with how I want my season to potentially go and finishing at WMAF Worlds. It's like there's another like perfect post show period, kind of like gone. You know, I'm out there on like a holiday afterwards. Technically, it's like I don't want to be just eating on my meal plan to work my baseline food up. I want to be able to enjoy these things, but it is what it is.
There's a balance.
Yeah.
Like because of you're exactly right. Like because I've finished at the time that I finished, because it was no big celebration. It was just a PCA show. I didn't even invite my family or my friends. Like it was also a case of it's like it's summer, it's hot. My appetite's not through the roof. I want to stay relatively lean throughout the summer anyway, just because I'll feel good for it. It's like there's loads of positives, in my opinion, to finishing at this time of year because and also like being busy with work as well, like knowing well I've got so much on anyway. I'm not planning like social events. I've got clients at shows every weekend. Whereas if you finish at the last show of the season, WMBF Worlds, it's like you're done. You know what I mean? It's like like the season's done. So you get that bit of a break as well. You relax a little bit more. So like I do get that, but you'll still be able to nail it, mate. It just won't be like in the way that you would if you were like how I finished, just being at home and there's nothing going on. So it's like I want to follow my meal plan anyway, and also it helps having Megan. Like if I had a girlfriend who was like obsessed with going out for meals, or she felt like I owed her something because I prepped, you know what I mean? Megan is the same as me. She just enjoys her meal plan and wants to have that. So neither of us are like, oh, we deserve to go out and eat. Like I'd
Yeah.
just rather have my meal plan, like because I enjoy it. So yeah, I guess hopefully some advice there for people post show. Harley's done really well.
Saw the photos. Uh-huh.
He's obviously had a few off-plan meals here and there, but a lot of them have been like homemade, which has been like, he's been like fitting it into 2 meals. Also, I think it makes a big difference, obviously, having a lot of muscle and training really hard, like Charlie does. If you look at somebody like Charlie, if he puts on a couple of kilos, that's what 2%. It's not ridiculous if he puts on a couple of kilos in a week. Whereas if it's somebody who's like weighing 60 kilos, puts on a couple of kilos in a week, that looks very different to somebody who's 90 plus kilos.
Mm.
But yeah, he's doing really well, and he's looking really good. Kieran can't put weight on. Like, he can, but like his food's high, like it's mental. And just keep adding like every few days. Like today, I added another 70 carbs. 2 days ago, it was like another 50 carbs. The day before, another 50 carbs. Like, yeah, it's pretty wild. But it's also cool, like I say, seeing that difference in different people. But yeah, what have we got planned next shows?
94, I think.
94.
I'm going to it, but are you guys? I know Matt's not, I don't think.
I've got. Yeah, that's good. That'll do you good, mate. I think you need that. Yeah, we've got Ryan. Ryan doing it. Ryan that did PCA Naturals 3 in the novice. Will be doing novice again. He's coming in nicely. He's getting leaner. He's one of those who's like, he just wants to do more. Like he checked in this morning, and he was like, "Hey mate, I know that you spoke about maybe having some high days, but like, do you think I can get away with not having them?" He was so flat. I was like, "No, you're having that." I was like, "Mate, please have these high days." But like, it's amazing. Like again, the difference in some people. Like I'd have some people going, "Mate, I need these high days. I need them now." Like they'd be messaging me every time they see a new low, saying, "I think I need filling up." Whereas he's the opposite. He's like, "Just tell me what I need to do. I want to be shredded." And it's like, right, cool. Like, but you also don't want to have no muscle on stage. Like, you want to actually be able to present. And he's got a lot of muscle as Ryan. He's not small. You know what I mean? So it's like we don't want to just eat away trying to chase condition. And like I said to him, remember, you were literally the second most conditioned in the class. You didn't get beat on condition. Yeah, you did by Kieran, but the other guys beat you on shape and size and posing. Like, you didn't get beat really on condition, as much as you can be a bit sharper, which he will be. But yeah, I think it's so easy to get in your head that you just need to be, and I've been there, just need to be leaner, and you just end up looking worse and worse. So yeah, he's got a couple of high days going in, but I think he can do really well. I think he is really good if we can present his physique to the best of his ability. Which obviously, Matt, you're helping him with his posing, and his posing is come on a long way, but it's just not natural for him, is it? Some people who just pick things up easier, but he's doing well with it. So yeah, that'll be good. And then we've got the meetup on the 18th of July, which is meetup / barbecue.
Your own meat.
Bring your own protein is what I called it. Then I just in case anyone wants to bring like tofu.
Not cooking tofu for anyone.
I'm not fucking cooking that. You're getting a beef burger, mate.
Yeah. So now that'd be good. Like, I'm looking forward to it. We've got some things planned for the meetup. Got some like goodies sorted that are on their way. And yeah, we've got hopefully a good amount of people coming down. So that'll be good. They're always good, aren't they? They are always a good like event. So hopefully the weather's good, and it's the World Cup weekend, World Cup final weekend.
Yeah. Are you, Matt? Are you flying back that Sunday?
I will be, but I don't know when.
Do you all watch it in spoons with me then? Like in the airport.
Buy some peas and broccoli again.
Some boiled chicken breast again. Oh, yeah. My flight's at like 10 o'clock at night, so I think I'll have to be at the airport for a good time. But kickoff's at like 8, so
Yeah, the game's at 8. That might be bang on, like finish and then you set off.
yeah.
I'll have a think because I would ideally like to just fucking get back home.
Watch it at home.
Yeah. I'll say.
Especially with it being England.
Are we Spain, mate?
Yeah, it might be. Spain are in the other side of the draw.
Mm-hmm.
What side's Argentina in?
Well, they're losing 1-0 to Egypt, mate, so they might be going out.
Oh.
Shut the fuck up.
Messi missed a penalty, and I've got it on over there. And Egypt,
My God. It's only half time, it's fine.
Yeah. It's fine. We'll see. But yeah, the England game was. Did either of you watch it? I don't blame you. Obviously, the time it was on, but obviously I watched it. Like I slept for an hour and a half before the Brazil-Norway game. Got up for that at 9 p.m. Saved my last meal to have after that game. So I had that in between. I was like, oh, there's like going to be, what, an hour or so between the games? I can make my last meal, have my last meal, and then the England game starts. England game got delayed by an hour. So it was like, fucking hell. Obviously, Reese came round at like 9:30. We played some Nintendo Switch tennis. Smoked him, obviously. And then I had my last meal and we watched the game. But yeah, like we were both knackered, obviously, because it was like, it didn't finish till like 4:15 or something. Well, it was like 4 a.m. that it finished. We were both knackered, but like I'm so glad I stayed up for it. Like, one, it was a good game. Two, obviously we went through. But like I would have been annoyed if I didn't stay up for it, or at least get up for it. And then I
Yeah.
went back to sleep and got like another. I think I slept from 4 or half 4 till 8. So in total, I got like 5 hours sleep. But I still had a good leg session, and it's coming home. So we'll leave it at that. It's coming home. I'm really getting behind the boys now. Now that we've scraped through another game, and we'll probably get dicked by Norway, or if we get scraped through that, we will get dicked by someone at some point. But until then,
What are France on your side or France on the other side of the bracket?
France, we'll if we get to the final, I imagine it would be France. But France are in Spain's side of the draw. But I don't think Spain are that good. Like I know they obviously beat
Just
Portugal.
somehow I keep getting results.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not that impressive. Even on paper, like their team, it's like meh. Whereas like Portugal's team, I was like, fuck it, Portugal's team's crazy. Like player for player, they're like probably one of the best. Like they're probably just behind France. But Spain, like their team itself isn't great, but yeah, they went through. Anyway, let's leave it at that because people probably don't want to hear us chat about football. Thank you, as always, for joining us. Josh should be here for the next one, and we'll get back to having us all there. So yeah, thank you as always. Tag us in your stories, share, like, subscribe, all that jazz, and we'll catch you in the next one.